Well, I'm kind of ignoring, uh, you know, uh, getting ready based on how I look for this video because I feel like this is more important than how I look. Anyway, I'm just gonna be talking about truancy and bullying. I just wanted to say that some of the truancy laws, I don't believe in them. I had problems in school where I wouldn't go. Okay. But that was because I was afraid. And my mind got so in the groove of thinking I was going to be hurt, I always felt unsafe. So that's why I wasn't attending school like I was supposed to, why I went and got an HSCD. Well, I did get a high school diploma later on in life. I could not stand being around other people because I wasn't sure when one of them was going to hurt me, and I was constantly getting sick to my stomach. So I couldn't stand being around them. And also, it wasn't just my stomach. Some days my nerves would get the best of me, and I just couldn't even think of going because my nerves would be all shot. So, anyway, due to bullying, I had a hard time at school, and I'm really mad about these truancy laws when I saw the way the school system was. You know, they don't monitor bullying, right? Or if you're thinking about people joining gangs or being criminals, you know how much pressure there is to, on some people to do things like other people or to belong. I was just fine being alone. I've been fine being by myself just because I don't like being around other people because a lot of them are mean and nasty and bullies, basically. Even if they don't mean it, they're always being a jerk, like telling people who cry in public to go see a psychiatrist, and they're not really caring about each other. That's what I notice about this nation, America, and it's why I'm not so patriotic like other people, because how the heck can you want to be like everyone else when they just don't give a crap what they do to other people, you know? Pushing people out is not a good thing, you know? If you were nicer to them, you'd have a lot more people wanting to be around you. It's the way people push that it has to be their way or else, you know, things like that, and they bully others because they want them to conform to their standards, and that's the way the nation is. It's like you go to work, you got some form of bullying from the boss to be on time all the time or something like that, or you didn't do it right, yeah, yelling at you. Usually that's what they notice is the wrongs you do, and then you feel like you can't do anything right. And if you were bullied when you were young, it kind of reminds you of that, and you get like distanced from them and sad and despondent sometimes. It's like, this society gotta quit, making rules that bully people into going into places that harm them psychologically, and start looking at the problems. Like, is there a lot of bullying? Should we be interfering in this person? Should we have a person's life to find out how bad things really are, who's causing it, and punish people responsible for the bullying instead of the people who are getting bullied and staying away from things because they can't stand being around these people. They're just, psychologically, they've been pretty much tortured, and nobody's doing anything about it. As a society in America, we don't care enough about people who are getting hurt by other people. We're always like, oh, it's part of life, or, it shouldn't have to be part of life. We can prevent this stuff. We can interfere a little bit and act like we care about other people instead of just minding our own business all the time, or, I don't know. It's really silly to allow this crap about ganging up on people when they do wrong to be prevalent in the workplace. And, you know, it's just silly that we're punishing people who've already been punished psychologically at times. What you should do is find a way to help them get through their day, whether if you exclude some people to a certain classroom, or, you know, you can suspend bullies if they start beating on other people or something, or harassing them like I was harassed in junior high. That's what really killed me psychologically, is some of the harassment there. I know it's called middle school. It was junior high when I started, then it was middle school. They renamed it. Anyway, there were people who were harassing me, and I can't talk too much about it without almost crying sometimes, because it reminds me of the days when I wanted to die. Okay? Well, not live anymore. They might, censor that one word, because they've been censoring that word, but how can you be honest with people if they censor that word, you know? Anyway, sometimes that's another thing, pushing people to not be honest because some people are sensitive only makes it worse when people don't care about people who need the psychological help, because it might make them a little sad or unhappy, you know? That's why I don't agree with censoring some of the words, because it's reality. I mean, why don't they just censor offensive videos instead? Anyway, I'm just saying, all around, we gotta start to learn to care about each other instead of picking someone out to bully. I mean, I couldn't even, I don't like Trump, really, and I was in a group where they were talking about that, and it got to be too much for me. I couldn't say that some of the things they were saying, because I know what it's like to want to die, and I just thought, oh, it feels like when I was back in school and people made you want to die, or the bad jobs I've had with bullies. They put bullies in supervisory positions at some of them that were really cruel. The one was really, really cruel. I'm not going to say the name because I might get a lawsuit, but, well, basically asking me if, the D word, why I didn't, actually the K word, why I hadn't, what you call unalived myself already. I didn't need that. I mean, I had a really bad life, and I really didn't need someone who'd say something so bad to me. See, that's what I mean. If you could censor the stuff that's that bad, people publicly asking for someone to die, that would be great, okay? I mean, maybe you can say it, but you shouldn't go into some details people do. You can wish somebody was, but, gone, but you shouldn't make a big deal over it, even if it's just that you're disgusted with them. Just don't, things get to be too much sometimes, and when people are bullied, they can just end up psychologically damaged and unable to function. Like, I can't even sometimes handle some jobs because people are too bossy and mean, and it feels like an attack on me again, like I was young. Just, that's why I'm not in something that would make me more money. I can't stand that pressure because it gets to me. I even noticed that it affected the way I drive my car, because I can't stand people forcing me to stay where I'm at. And it really, I lose my temper a lot just because of things like that. So, basically, it's never a good idea to just let bullying slide because you think it's part of life or whatever. And that's all I've really got to say. Thanks for listening. Hopefully it changes your perspective on things a little. Bye.